the raids, or the operation, excuse me, they want me to clarify their operations. ICE operations continue. Behind me, you've got the Elizabeth facility. This place is filled to the brim, over 300 being held right now. They typically hold them for about 72 hours, and they try to move them out of here. But just to give you an idea of the numbers we're talking about, I was just with New York doing some operations this morning, and in New York alone, there are 58,000 criminal illegal aliens that ICE is going after in an office about the size of 250 people. They're going after 58,000 people. There are already 100,000 illegals in New York City alone that are already set for deportation. They just have to go find these guys. There's over 700,000 illegals in New York City who are on the docket to be gone after. And again, this is the tip of the iceberg and what we're talking about. And all while this is happening, while we're putting the tourniquet on the leg, we're stopping the bleeding. President Trump and Tom Homan are stopping the bleeding. As you said, we were coming through the Darien Gap, and I couldn't believe the numbers. And I'm like, where are these people coming from? This was the three-legged stool we were talking about, Steve. This was part of that funding arm. And so you had the cartels, you had these leftist NGOs, and you had the politicians behind them funneling money through these. And it was a direct operation between Secretary Mayorkas, Homeland Security, Secretary Blinken, Department of State, and these controlled flow and these welcoming centers all the way up through. And when we were in Costa Rica, we went from Panama to Costa Rica. All of these places had signs, as you were mentioning, the last guest had on. There were signs celebrating this, showing them the routes, showing them the journey. And by the way, all of those routes, you have to pay the cartel as well. So we're taking our U.S. tax dollars, we're handing it to illegals to invade our country, who then are selling themselves off to the cartel as well. This was not accidental. This was not, they didn't, by happenstance. This was well controlled with our tax dollars.
Yes.
And it caused the devastation that we're seeing today. The reason why there are so many illegals, criminal illegals, and why it's so difficult now to go and apprehend these guys for ICE is because the millions that they brought in under USAID.
The engine room has just informed me they like this. They like the line diagram. What they're recommending to Elon and the team, we'll make sure we get to them. They said trace out all the money to all what Taunton and Bergquam are talking about. They want to see a line diagram, right, to see where the cash flows. They want to see and put it by date and what happened at the border, and people come across with their caravans. Trace it all. Expose every agency, every person, every company, every bus, air, food, shelter, all of it. And we can get down. Elon's promising us, committed, that they can track every dollar with OMB and Treasury. Baby, this is the type of thing we want. Radical transparency. You pay for it, you should understand it. Correct? You pay for it, you should understand it.